3:49 p.m., July 28th, 2026. Okay, let's just do this because you cannot take notes. Just here as I shout, okay, on the side of the road. Yes, I've eyewitnessed the female from the Legion using that government property, let's just call it that, illegally obtained in both facilities, the Recovery Cafe and Legion. Legion, um, I mean, let's be professional. I've witnessed it at least 6 times or 7 since they obtained and were having it in possession, installed the whole gamut. It's been at the Recovery Cafe, yes, ever since I first went there 2 months ago, but it's being used. What's the term? They've gone happy with it, like when you go beer happy, or Latin happy, or Mexican happy, or Irish happy, okay? You get it? Beer happy. You're doing this every day, gone crazy happy, loco with it, okay? It's this exact same syndrome as when in Washington, D.C. at 1509 S Street Northwest, the individuals, I don't need to list it, I did it at the time, I said they've gone happy with it. They've gone crazy with it. So, the chemical weapons, gases and fumes and all that. So they went loco with it. It was after a while, there was no logic to it, no. But sometimes there was. And let me just, since I'm discussing it really fast in closing with the chemical weapons, gases, when there was that yellow gas, I call it yellow gas, it's like mustard gas, there was logic and there was a strategy to that shit on the first floor in the dining room at 1509 S Street Northwest. But towards the last 2 years of 1509 S Street Northwest, in regards to the chemical gases, the chemical weapons gases, often there was no logic. It was a person that had gone happy with it. Okay, so, all right, you got the point now with what's happening at the Legion and the Recovery Cafe. Oh, it's been there from day one. The whole place is, what's the term? Forget it. It's everywhere there. North, south, east, and west, okay? Everywhere there. You want to know what I mean? We'll cover that later. I have one ear plugged in. I'm standing on the side of the road shouting. All right, so yes, I have witnessed that female. The female, what I have witnessed is she drives a brand new car, and I've witnessed that she'll sit in the car and then you'll be on the property of Recovery Cafe and she'll pop up out of the car. God knows how long she's been in the car. So she sits in her car for a very long time and you don't know she's in the car until she pops up out of the car. Now, I'm not trying to repeat myself. And it's a brand new car and she's got plenty of money. So there you go. And that'll be when the place is empty. There'll be her car, seemingly no one in it. And then she pops up in the car, okay? I'm not going to describe this with an earplug shouting by the side of the road. Okay, there's that. And so she goes from the Recovery Cafe right into the Legion. And what I have definitely hands-on witnessed her do is there's 2 individuals at the Legion. It's clear, I can say it, they're staff and they're involved with prostitution. They themselves and other girls, okay? And remember how I've said that I'm aware of the prostitution within my parameters, so they're all caught up in that. And this one from the Recovery Cafe that goes to the Legion is like one of the main females that sends out girls, or the details to that, a pimp. Yeah, there you go. So I have seen also multiple men that use that government property regularly, constantly going and coming with her. So it involves the prostitution rink and it involves drug trafficking. Huge with this female who goes from the Recovery Cafe right into the Legion. It's obvious drug trafficking. The prostitution, you'd have to be in there for a while to figure that out, but it's obvious as well. which makes you ask, what is a felony charge in the state of Washington? Are there any criminal offenses here? I was serious when I asked that. Okay, so granted that there's 6 public-private businesses that I'm forbidden from talking about that obviously distribute and sell narcotics out of their private business to the public who walks in off the sidewalk. Granted that I realized that right away, I figure that this activity that I'm reporting now, they don't feel that this is a problem. Granted that there was a handful of dirty cops, and without any question, a great amount of the sheriff's department involved with these individuals. What I've witnessed at the Legion and what I've witnessed at Recovery Cafe is that there's no problem with whatever they do. They can be in their car for God knows how long. You can't see them, and then they pop up in their car. They do everything and anything that's so obvious. They sit inside of Recovery Cafe and they run their mouths to the end of the earth. And they don't feel any concern about that. So, okay. They do the same thing in the Legion. It's only in the Legion they feel so safe and sound, they do it in the parking lot. It's not quite as unabashed, the statements, verbatim, and so on and so forth, and the running their mouths. If you want to know what they said, I'll do a whole nother testimony to that. They do that mostly inside of the Recovery Cafe. They try to keep their P's and Q's when they're on the patio, but it's a completely different scene at the Legion. It's just, hey, the world is ours. So, all right, now this female went government property happy last night, just loco with it, and she was in and out with 3 other men that are clients of the Legion. They're homeless men, but they're not. They have money. They have computer gear. I've described and testified to these men in there. All right, so she and these men during the government property happy hour were gone, and they come back, and then she goes into the Recovery Cafe today and tries to do the same thing. So I'm waiting for her to come back to the Legion because that's her routine. Anybody who knows this knows that she does that, and she's going to do it all over again. I hope not, because the government property stuff and things is really fucking serious. But she just walks right back into the Legion with these guys in there waiting for her, and they're just going to do it all again, grab their computers and go do it all again. Okay, so, but the thing is with her, she's been going in and out with the clients there, mostly the clients, these homeless men. It's men. Ever since I went there on the 12th, she goes in and out multiple times within from 5 to 9. Within 4-hour time span, she'll be in and out with these homeless men, just the same ones, up to 3 times, 4 times. And that has to do with the prostitution, and that has to do with the narcotics trafficking. Oh, all the way. It's just like, hey, look at us. And then they go and yell about it in the parking lot. Not so much her, but this is the thing. I have filmed this female smoking a bubble pipe, smoking a weed pipe, ripping it up with a whole bunch of homeless with warrants issued, who knows, this sort of type that have been cleared out from the tent encampments. This female is all fresh and clean and showered with a brand new car, all that stuff. She has lots of money to buy all these clothes. She likes to get real dressed up every day. So this female was at the gazebo, just fucking wasted, out of her mind, fucking wasted. These are my street words, okay? And then she goes also to the waterfront pier, that spot at the waterfront that I'm not allowed, not even now, to film. She goes there with these really bad guys from not just these homeless encampments, but she goes there with these really bad guys that were homeless men inside of the Legion, and some of them are still at the Legion. These other ones she's frequenting with at this waterfront dope spot are former homeless men at the Legion. They're, I don't know, at another camp. I don't keep track. I don't have to. So they get wasted and you can see them for hours. Ha ha ha, just getting wasted. You can smell all the drugs. There's bubble pipes, there's weed pipes, there's alcohol, there's blasting speakers, there's twirling, there's dancing. It's a huge party. This very female then goes on a daily basis into a sober, drug and alcohol sober cafe and walks around. As soon as she walks in, she acts like she's Queen Victoria. Everybody kisses her ass. Both of the staff members, male and female, in there kissing her ass. Now, I don't know if she's getting paid. I couldn't quite tell. Is she on staff? Is she getting paid through the state of Washington nonprofit salary paid position? I assumed when I first went there 2 months ago she was. This is before I started to realize how wasted and under the influence and prostitution and drug trafficking, and she just does flagrantly, buoyantly in everyone's fucking face. And then the legal government property, that really went really loco at the Legion and at Recovery Cafe. So she walks in and then she sits at this desk, all right? She sits at the desk with the front door of the Recovery Cafe and she plants herself there for 2-3 hours and just orders everybody around and just takes charge of this whole fucking clean and sober cafe. Not anyone, not even the guy who is the supervisor. He doesn't own it. He's the supervisor of the Dove nonprofit group. The Dove House nonprofit legally owns that nonprofit Recovery Cafe, okay? She sits there for multiple hours every day when they're open. She's there running the place. When I say running the place, I mean running the place. And then she leaves and does everything else I've reported just now. Also, the Recovery Cafe nonprofit Dove House has expanded, so they said. They've expanded their business, and there's one now in Linwood, and one now I don't need to tell the good guys this, but I'll report it to the public. There's also one now in some other like Woodby Island or Bainbridge. So look that up. But obviously, the Dove House, they clearly had the intention of pulling this stunt in Linwood and pulling this stunt on that island, wherever it is, Woodby Island. You think they didn't? I don't believe that it's a success that they're going to expand this crap with these prostitutes and this drug trafficking and your clean and sober cafes. And that's all I'm going to say for now with one earplug. There's massive more. I could sit here and go forever with it, but I don't feel like it. The most important is Dove House, expansion, Linwood, and this other island, and the obvious taking ownership, obvious drug smuggling, obvious prostitution, gang member. She's a gang member. I can't talk about how she looks. I can't ID her. I'm not allowed, but she's an obvious gang member. And she's always, every day, getting wasted after she leaves there, fucking high out of her mind. And then she sits there and thinks she's gonna run the fucking clean and sober cafe. Adios.